guys, how are you today? Today I thought I would share this video outside because it's such a beautiful day. We are now just in the beginning of August, and you can really tell it seems like fall is on its way very quickly here in Canada. So, but yeah, I thought I'd come out here and do a VR video for Owl Moon 513. She did a video about her summer decks, and so I thought I would do something similar. So if you feel any shakiness or rocking, it's because we're actually in a hammock right now. So I thought that would be kind of fun, is just to sit in my hammock. It was my birthday hammock. So why not, hey? Yeah, so what I wanted to show you is just a few decks that I'm working on this summer, kind of getting more acquainted with, better acquainted with, and they're ones that I've done pretty much reviews on, but so the first is the one and only Oracle deck that I'm working on right now, and it is the Starstream Oracle. Yeah, this is Art Through the Starstream Oracle, sorry, by Cheryl Yambrick Rose. This is a really wonderful deck. I've only touched the surface on it. Sorry, I haven't actually pulled it out yet. There we go. But it's quite... There's a lot to these cards. And yeah, I think like some more reading the guidebook and just kind of seeing where she's getting a lot of it, and you know, there's other things like you know, I don't know if you can see here, sorry, it's kind of the glare, but there's a beehive right here, you know, so looking more towards the bee people. There's the obvious lion, you know, so it could be like Lyra, and lion beings, the Loch Ness, you know, so kind of looking into more in the symbolism of these cards, more than just what their obvious, you know, messages are at the bottom, and kind of going a little bit further. I think also like meditating on these cards would be very helpful, and yeah, just like going further with the images as well as what's going on. And is there anything else that I can pull out of these images than just the obvious meaning? So this deck I'm going to be working with quite a bit more. And it works so far. It's really great in readings, you know. But again, it's just kind of reading more of the messages and not going too much further, just because I haven't spent that time with it yet. So that's my plan for this deck, and it's really a lovely deck. And if you're kind of into more of the spacey kind of stuff, more of space beings, I guess, star beings, you know, this is definitely something very interesting to look into. And even the elephant race, like I heard there's a star race that take on the look of an elephant, but I heard they're quite like a higher dimensional being. So, you know, kind of looking into more of that race and what they, what kind of energies they embody. And so that's kind of my goal, is to kind of go forward more with this deck. And it's a really lovely deck. Here's the backing, and there's the gilding. It's lovely gold. So the other one is one that you've seen me work with a fair amount, and or do videos on it, and that's the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is a self-published deck by Kim Kranz, I believe, and it is an absolutely gorgeous deck, and I really love working with this. It's mainly in black and white, and there are like little bits of color that kind of splash in there. Now, what I've been doing with this book, or with this deck, is I've been looking into all the animal meanings. See, this deck doesn't have any people. They're all animals. And so I've been using, actually, the Animal Speak Pocket Guide by Ted Andrews. And so, and he has a larger book as well that you can use. I think it's just called Animal Speak. And but I just haven't gotten that one yet. So you can look up all the different animals and get a deeper meaning with these. Another thing I've been working with this deck is actually reversals. I've never really done much for reversals while doing readings for other people. So now what I'm doing with this deck primarily is actually learning the reversal meaning. So what, you know, that can symbolize and what kind of pops out to me in terms of this. So, and I'm kind of doing it more as a visual thing as well, because the way the lines are directed, the shading, you know, how does this image change from this? So what does this symbolize? And it's like, for me, it's more of going more in depth with the wild unknown specifically, and not so much you know, just the looking up or reversal meanings. It's kind of more path working and figuring that out for myself with this deck specifically, because I love it so much, and I'm really in tune with this deck. I find it speaks to me more than any of my other decks. This is the one that has resonated with me the absolute most. So yeah, which is pretty crazy. I never knew when I got this deck that I was going to resonate with it as much as I have. I actually was a little bit worried when I first got it, so thinking I wasn't going to use it at all because it's so basic looking, like there's not a lot going on. So that is the Wild Unknown. Okay, so the next deck I have is called the Prisma Visions. Now, I'm not sure if this is a new deck that came out as well, but I'm not sure if this is published through anyone. I don't think it is. I think this is a self-published deck as well. That's what it's looking like. So, this is the Prisma Visions. This one I just received for my birthday. And now the box is awesome, I have to say. I absolutely love this. Look how it just opens like that. And it's just really beautiful on the inside as well. I'm not sure if you can see. There we go. I haven't done a review on this one yet, but I will be. And there's lots of reviews online as well with other people, so you'll be able to get those. Now with this deck, it's a little bit more of an abstract looking, you know, images. It's quite dark. The background is all this like really navy blue. And they're really beautiful, and they're kind of like these scenes that join up for the minor arcana. But the one thing with this deck so far that I'm finding that I have a little bit difficulty with is actually not the majors, not really. It's actually, let's see if I can find an example. It's the court cards. There's not a lot I get from these court cards, so I'm going to have to do some work with that. So that's kind of one of my things I'm going to be working on, is kind of getting a better understanding of the court cards, so that way I can do a good reading with these cards for other people. Because, yeah, I just, there's not a lot in that at this very moment on the surface that just speaks to me. So I have to go a little bit further with them and spend some time individually with each court card. So that is definitely something that I plan to do. Oh, mosquito's trying to eat me. Sorry. What I'm trying to do anyways is work with these court cards and get a better understanding with them. All the other cards I totally get and I totally resonate with. So I have hope that I'll be able to figure it out. The backing of these cards are like a beautiful eye there with a little doodly around it. It's really beautiful though. And these cards are gilded as well. And the cardstock is really amazing. Like, here, I'll show you. Nice and thick. So yes, definitely a good buy. And this is created by James Eads, I believe. James R. Eads. So that is the Prisma Visions. Can't believe the mosquitoes are out. Jeez. It's supposed to be nighttime usually when they come out. And the last deck that I'm mainly focusing on this summer is the Fountain Tarot. This is one I also just received. But I've actually read with it during a festival. It was a rodeo actually here in Swan where I live, and yeah, it is wonderful. Here's the back. It read really great. Here's the gilding. Sorry, it's not flawless because I did so many readings that kind of got chewed up a little bit. I used it pretty much for an entire day of readings, so it was pretty crazy. But these are really, really wonderful cards as well. They have like this pastel-y quality. Sorry, I think they're kind of showing like a see-through, the backside coming through. But, you know, there's still like a lot of darks as well that come through. So it's definitely a play between the darks and the lights. Yeah, the court cards I can totally get right away. They show a lot in them, and they're kind of more people from this day and age, not like past. So you can kind of understand like their attitudes, so to speak, their personalities. This guy has attitude, a little bit indifferent. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. So these are really, really wonderful. They play with the light a lot as well, which is really cool. Just about to get a mosquito on me again. And they kind of go a little bit further in the meanings, I find. There's a lot to interpret, even though they look simple. So that's one thing I'm finding now is, you know, more simple of the image, it's actually easier to read, and it kind of pops out a little more clearly for me. As opposed to if the image is very busy and detailed. I find that simple card structure, you know, you look at the colors more, for instance. You look at the tonal variations more. So that is the Fountain Tarot, and this one is created by 3 different people. Sorry, let me just see if I can find their names. One is Jonathan, Andy, I think, and Jason. Okay, well thanks guys, and you have a lovely summer, and until the next video, take care, bye-bye.